in 30 different countries, and I only had a high school education. And I felt like I had to work 100-hour weeks in order to prove myself worthy of working with the PhDs that were my colleagues. So as soon as I said to my body, what color do I need to remove my lack of self-worth and increase my self-worth by 80% and remove the lupus, I moved those colors. Again, black was the first color, and then reds and, various colors coming up through. And from that moment, I felt better. And within a year, my blood work was perfect, and I've never had a symptom since. So, it was about 5 years before I actually turned 38 and started my actual work. But it was profound. And so it helped me understand that frequency was the basis of everything, and that you had to find the core emotion associated with the disease process that the person was dealing with. And it's an individual basis. No disease process really has the same origin of emotion. And so those two pieces became very paramount in working with people.
So tell me, how does the coloring that you visualized in your body actually work?
In traveling to 63 countries, the thing that I've realized through the years is that there's two active frequencies in this planet, and that's tone and color. And that's it. Everything else is passive frequency, which means it will help the auric field or the external energy field, but it won't literally go inside your body. So what color does when you ask your body a specific, detailed question is your body literally brings that color in, and as it moves up through the inside of your body, it shakes the cells. And as it vibrates the cells themselves, the emotion that's attached to the event is actually stored within the peptide of your cell, and it literally shakes it loose, and as it moves up through your body. So it's shaking out the emotion, the conditional emotion that you put with the event out of your body. And a lot of people may get really nauseated. They may get a headache and they're like, why am I not feeling better? It's like, because you just released all those toxins out of your body. Give it a half hour and you'll feel terrific. So you've got to take an active frequency, and the only two active frequencies in the world are tone and color. That's it. In the universe.
So it's just tone and color. Everything else is secondary?
Is secondary. And it doesn't mean it doesn't help you make you feel better.
Right.
A lot of people move the whites and the greens and the purples, and they feel wonderful. And that's because the vibration is so high that when you move it through your body or bring it in through your crown chakra, universal energy, it's moving so fast, it doesn't have time to vibrate the cells to shake loose the emotion. And so the darker colors, the sicker someone is, typically the darker the colors will be, because you want that dense, heavy vibration that's slow moving coming up through there, literally shaking it out. And so when you're looking at Reiki or a therapeutic touch or essential oils or crystals, they make you feel better, but they're working in the auric field, the external portion of the body, and that makes you feel good, but it doesn't get the emotion out of the cell.
So working with color visualization like you do, Patti, when you look at a person, can you actually tell by their auric field how they're feeling and what the problem is?
I can't see their auric fields. I've never been able to see auric fields. What I see is literally inside of their cell.
Wow.
My sight has changed through the years, so that when I look at a person now, I just see particles. Going right back to quantum physics and string theory, I just see particles. And as soon as they start speaking to me, those particles start rotating and actually will create a word or a movie for me to watch. So my sight is more grayscale. I can tell you something is green, but I would never be able to tell you the different shades of green. I just know that it's green because it's still grayscale. In that way, I'm colorblind. But it's just when I'm looking at a body and somebody's speaking, it's really just particles for me, not a human body. Not. I don't see the skin. I don't see any of that. I see really inside.
Are there some illnesses, Patti, that are easier to treat than others? And if so, why?
They're really, yeah, not really. I mean, everybody has their own soul path.
Mm-hmm.
And so, some people have a disease process that is part of their soul. And my job then becomes, how can I help you be at peace with the fact that you're going to have this disease, and it's part of the soul contract. And some people are ready to let go of the emotion that's creating it. Let's say that, someone's in massive judgment, and they're finally willing to let go of judgment and start catching themselves and move into discernment. Then their disease can be reversed. We've got one of our students who, was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy at the age of 6. And at 35, she went into a wheelchair. And at 44, she came to see me, and within 2 hours, she was walking.
My good God.
And within a month, she was riding bicycles around Maui. And now, today, 6 years later, she's a semi-professional ballroom dancer. But she was an atheist. She was raised an atheist, and she married a Christian. And even though absolutely loved him, created massive judgment issues inside of her subconscious. And so, it was set, at age 6, she began the developing of the disease, but it really came to a head after she was married, and for many years, and then actually got to the point where it was the straw that broke the camel's back, and she had to go into the wheelchair.
Patty, what you're saying is...
But reversing it was fast.
Why isn't the medical community using this technique to help the millions of people that are bed-stricken and who are just basically dying?
Yeah, I think they're finally waking up and listening. And, it's kind of like what we talked about before, of just people are finally ready to listen. And that includes physicians and scientists, because it's so simple. And that's why it works, Rob, is because, people don't have to go into meditation for 2 or 3 hours,
right,
or, go through all sorts of stuff. It's a 10-minute process. And they do it themselves, and they don't need me. They don't need anyone. And if doctors, even a massage therapist, when you're getting a massage, the therapist's vibration, will work into your body. And people sometimes start crying or have a childhood memory or something happens. If that therapist were just to be playing music during that time, and when that person started crying or having that uncomfortable moment, just say, what tone do you need to remove that memory? Then that person could start listening to the music and move it out of the body. But understand that as soon as the therapist stops touching them, that memory goes back in unless there's an active frequency to take it out.
All right, Patty, stand by. You and I have to take our news break at the bottom of the hour. www.patticonklin.com. And we're talking to Patti about her new book, God Within, The Day God's Train Stopped. We'll be back on the other side of the news. Don't go away. My name is Rob McConnell, and I would like to tell you about a very special lady that I have the pleasure of knowing, and that's Miss Sylvia Anthony. Sylvia Anthony believes the golden years are a time to gear up and get busy, not relax and take it easy. She has faced many hardships in her 84 years, but they have made her stronger and more determined. As founder and president of Sylvia's Haven, a shelter for women and their children near Boston, Sylvia has helped transform over 1,086 lives in the past 27 years, not only with housing, but also providing direction as to where they can go to develop the earning skills they want and need to live free from difficult domestic situations. Sylvia's Haven is everything to Sylvia Anthony, even calling it her magnificent obsession. Women who qualify for the program at Sylvia's Haven receive assistance via guidance counselors to find the appropriate job opportunity. Women and their children may remain at the housing for up to 2 years. At the end of this time, or sooner, a woman who is successfully employed and has an apartment or home may leave Sylvia's Haven to begin a new and independent life. Now this is where you come in to help make Sylvia's dream into a reality. Sylvia's dream is to have a Sylvia's Haven in every state to help as many women and their children as she can, and to help this dream come true. A crowdfunding site has been established which can be accessed at www.sylviasdream.org. Now that's www.sylviasdream.org. With your financial help and support, Sylvia Anthony will continue to help those in their time of need, not only in the Boston area, but with her dream of having a Sylvia's Haven in every state of the United States. Your help is needed to make Sylvia's dream come true. Please visit and give at www.sylviasdream.org. Once again, www.sylviasdream.org. And remember, the only difference between a dream and reality is just doing it. We need your help to make Sylvia's dream come true. Visit www.sylviasdream.org. Once again, www.sylviasdream.org. For the X Zone Radio TV show and the X Chronicles newspaper, I am Rob McConnell. Now you can dial in to listen to the X Zone Radio Show from anywhere in the world with Rob McConnell 24/7, 365 by dialing 213-401-0080. That's 213-401-0080. If you have a mobile phone or landline, the X Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is now at your beck and call at 213-401-0080. That's 213-401-0080, 24/7, 365.
This is the X Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Patti Conklin is my guest. Her new book is out, X Zone Nation, God Within, The Day God's Train Stopped. Her website is www.patticonklin.com. Patti, in your book you go into detail about the creation of the universe. Now, what exactly was the divine spark, and how have we evolved from there?
You know, this is a Patti philosophy because I've never had training. But my philosophy is this, is that the universe was actually made up of sound waves, radio waves, frequency. And that out of that evolved soul, what we call God or Father, Creator, Source. What always fascinated me with the Bible was John chapter 1, verse 1, because it says, first there was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was within God. It doesn't say first there was God and then the Word.
Right.
So first there was the Word, and the Word to me is a frequency, it's a tone. And then if you go down to verse, I think it's 14, it says, and the Word created form. And for me, it's not that God created form, it's that we as spirits, as souls, as this big consciousness developed within the universe, this awareness over time, over millennia, that millions and billions of souls broke off of that piece and became individual souls. And when we came to this planet, we were still high vibrational beings. We didn't have shape and form. And as we continued to evolve, we started developing emotion, an emotion that was less than unconditional. And as we developed those conditional emotions, we began taking shape. We began taking form. We began becoming dense. So when I think of the Word created form, not as this magical, God created man, it was we became conditional beings and we became dense. And over time, we lost synchronicity with the universe, and so we added on what people consider the chakra system, the auric field, in order to synchronize with the universe. And I think over the last 5,000 to 7,000 years, we've managed to